Hey guys, Kev here, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a package from Kinetic Asia Pacific, KAPEDC. I'll unbox it with the new Divo Knives Chase prototype. Really enjoying this one, been carrying it since I got it yesterday. I think that's what this is, could be something else, so bear with me here. Yep. This is a tie cell MF and a stainless steel cell MF. I don't know what the MF stands for. But anyway, let's take a look. This is a new spinner design that Cap has. Now, as I understand it, there's some controversy around this one. I delved into it a little bit back when this happened. It was after I talked to them about checking this out. They asked if I wanted to check it out. I said yes. And then I found out there was some controversy about the design. So I know a little bit about it. If anybody out there wants to put some information in the comments, feel free. I'll tell you right now, my comment section is an open place to have a conversation. I'm not going to delete anything, block anybody, do any of that stuff. So feel free to talk about it as you wish down below. I just want to check out the spinners, and then if I get a chance to compare things at some point, that would be cool. I haven't handled said item that the controversy is about. So that's one thing. So anyway, they give you some extra bearings, which are cool. By the way, I really was down on stock bearings for the longest time. I always swapped them out and everything. And I don't know. The more I kind of am now getting back into spinners, kind of realizing these are actually pretty good. They spin pretty long and they're pretty reliable, where ceramics, you know, it's kind of hit or miss. We have a couple of cards in here. They might be COAs. They were kind enough to replace this piece for me on my bearing tool because I don't know what's going on with mine, but it gets stuck inside of bearings now, and I have to use pliers to rip it out. And I'm hoping replacing it will help. So thank you to Cap for that. So here we have two COAs. It says review serial number. That's awesome. Cell, tie, and stainless R188. And I will admit, I'm actually a pretty big fan of titanium now for spinners. I have a crystallized titanium NJT hand power spinner that I really like. Here's a Cap sticker. So just some documentation there, and get extra bearings, which is really cool. So let me just grab this out of here. So I'll show you. This is my bearing tool from Cap. I got this a long time ago, and it's such a good tool to have. This I think I added because I was trying to get that thing to stop sticking. But you can see here, man, it is completely beat up, and it's because I have to grab it with pliers every time. And I don't know if something just got deformed, and so now it sticks inside of the bearing where before it didn't. But I mean, you can see a stark difference between the way it was and the way it is. So hopefully this new piece will fix my problem. Although I don't use this all that much. I just needed it, and then I couldn't use it because I was having that issue. So I'm probably just going to throw this away, and I'll do that with this washer. And if that other one does the same thing, well, then there's something wrong with the tool, but I don't think that is the issue. All right, let's check out the spinners. Nothing else in there. Trash. So this is going to be titanium, and this is going to be stainless. Let's check out stainless first. Or we could check out both. I don't know. They're going to look very similar to you. So this is a tri-spinner, and when they showed it to me, I thought it looked really cool. It has this bulbous sort of nature to it. Yeah, very cool looking. Let's grab the other one. So just because I know about it, I don't want to act like I don't know about this controversy. There's a maker out there, I believe his name is Jamie Acker, and he has a company, LeftyEDC, I believe, and he has a design called the edamame, and I think it's a, is it a bar? I think it's a bar spinner, not positive. And I think he reached out to Cap to get pricing on OEM work for, I'm not sure if it was a try or the bar, not positive. Sorry, again, it's been a while since I watched one video about it and then looked on Facebook for an hour, and then I was like, why am I doing this? Facebook just sucks you in. I hate it. But long story short, they had the CAD file for it. And then some other guy reached out to them about collaborating and making a design, sent drawing, or I can't remember, or an idea. And it turns out it looks a lot like Jamie's edamame design. And when you compare the two, yes, these do look a lot like his edamame design. He actually has a try version of that, the try mame, I guess it's called. And Cap says that this is modeled after their Clover design, which I'm not going to edit here and put a picture in, but you can go to Cap's website and search Clover and you'll see it's 4, obviously. But it is very similar, so I can kind of see where that came from. And after reading through everything and kind of getting a handle on what happened, I was having a conversation with Cap, and I basically just said, hey, you know, it'd probably be in your best interest to just scrap the project at this point. People are up in arms, and it would just do you some goodwill in the community to do that, right? Because they were getting a lot of backlash. And their answer was, thank you, but we have to move forward. We have no choice. Those were their words. We have no choice, must move forward. So I don't know what that means. Maybe the government has, you know, funding into stuff and they just can't stop. I don't know exactly. That was a guess, by the way. It could be other things, but for whatever reason, they couldn't put the project off, even if they wanted to, it seemed like. But anyway, I still wanted to check them out because I have never handled an edamame, so I don't know how close these really are. And again, I would love to do that. Maybe I'll reach out to Jamie and see if he would send me one to just check out. I'll be happy to send it back, but just to maybe compare them or something. I don't know how much people care. I try not to care about stuff like this. But it also, you know, it's a touchy situation, and yeah. So I don't know where I land personally. I kind of just exist in the fidget space and kind of float in and out. I'm not like diehard in there anymore. So I don't know, but I wanted to mention it. I wanted to bring light to it at least. I don't want to just act like it doesn't exist, but I also wanted to check these out because when they asked me before I knew anything, I thought they looked really cool, and you know, I'm definitely interested. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. So there you go. That's all the information I have in general. Feel free to have conversations in the comments section. If you wouldn't mind being just courteous and civil down there, that would be cool, but it's up to you guys. Let her rip if you want. I'll say thank you to Cap for sending these out to me. I appreciate that. And let's check them out. So, yeah, definitely a pretty stark difference between titanium and stainless steel. Right off the bat, they feel good. I like the buttons being kind of rounded and then having that indent. That's pretty sweet. Normally, I immediately want to swap buttons, but I'm not getting that sense right here. Looks like something cool going on under here. Let me just see what's up down here. Almost looks like there's some kind of post system. I think I'm just seeing. Okay. It was. Usually you'll see this for weight relief or for balancing. Sorry. Oops. For balancing purposes. And you know what's funny? The more I see these are sort of custom. Now they're production, but you see a lot of Chinese made spinners that have retention rings for holding the bearing in. And I think, honestly, at this point, I think I prefer that just because it's easier. This one also has the balancing holes. So one thing you could do is switch the shoes or the buttons, and that would be one way of balancing the weight out a little bit. But let's just give her a rip. So yeah, there's a little bit of jiggle there, but not much. And I will say, in my experience, I've always felt like Cap specifically, their spinners need new shoes almost right out of the gate, like out of the box. I always felt like with the Mega Horizon and the what's the really long just rectangle one, love those Collision, but I never enjoyed the stock shoes or buttons. The fit always felt a little bit loose. This feels fantastic. Right out of the box, it feels fit really well. And yeah, I'm already going to tell you, I really like this. It is a really nice spin. It's still ripping here. I know it looks less so on camera, but look at that. Great balance on the fingertip. And I mean, that thing's still just cruising. I can slow it down here. There's not too much bearing wobble. There's a little bit there, but man, you can really get a grip on these milling lines on the little bulbs, I guess you would call them. Man, this feels good in the hand too. Yeah, I don't know. I got sucked into the whole tungsten thing, and I bought a lot of tungsten spinners. I will admit that my buddy Preston was a big influence on that. He's a big WW everything guy. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoy tungsten spinners, but I've sold them all. And I think it's just the extra weight. Like, it's cool for a couple spins and you can get some great acoustics and stuff like that. But if I want to sit there and just keep ripping on something, right? I'm typing and then putting it down, picking it up. For me, you know, I'm not a NFL linebacker sized dude like Preston. So for me, this is more comfortable. It's easier to pick up and just rip and set down. And man, this feels amazing. Yeah, I'm impressed with this one. I love these milling lines on here. Let me give you a zoomed in look at it. Hopefully you can see those lines all around. Very, very nice. Very smooth. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful machine work. Really is. Almost looks like there's something written there. It's like a smiley face or something. I don't know. You see that? Let's see how the stainless feels. That feels good. Oh, yeah. And another thing I learned recently, because I sort of fell back in to, I never completely left fidgets, but I kind of sold off all my personal ones, and I've just been getting stuff in for review and whatnot. And I've bought a couple things here and there. But I kind of avoided just spinners in general. Didn't care much about them unless they were like higher end custom ones. But what I've learned recently, getting to try some just, you know, spinners from whoever, Chinese manufacturers that G1 sends me or whatever, is that stainless steel is actually a really good option for a spinner, because you get a good amount of weight, which gives you a little bit of that feel you get with tungsten, not quite as aggressive. But you get it at a much lower cost in general, right? I mean, stainless steel is always going to be the most affordable option on a spinner. And I got to tell you, the ones that I've handled, they're all fantastic. Stainless steel is a great option if you're looking to get something with a little bit of weight and your most affordable option. So just want to put that out there. I don't know what these cost. They may be available at this point. I'm not positive. I'm going to look it up right now while we watch this. They both feel about equally amazing on spinning here. So just a little bit of a weight difference. That's about it. So they do have stainless steel, copper, bronze, and titanium standard cell hand spinner. They are available. So stainless steel, copper, and bronze. Titanium sold out. I don't know if the MF stands for mother... I'm just kidding. I don't know what MF stands for. It's probably something obvious that I can't think of. But here's some info for you there. That gives you the weight. I mean, it's almost double the weight for the stainless. Now, you're going to get more weight with copper or bronze, but you're going to end up with smelly, gross hands. I hate copper and bronze, but I don't think they have any other versions at this point, like fancier ones or anything. Real quick, I'll pull up the Clover just so you can see. This is what they say it was inspired by. And this is it right here. So you can see it has the same... Oops, see if I can get a picture of a titanium one. It doesn't look like I can. But you can see it has that same milling pattern on it. Right? And you got the same kind of bulbous nature. Now, it doesn't have these little indents here, which I think that other one does. The, what's it called? Edamame. And you can see the button here is kind of built into the design a little bit more than this one is. But they are very similar. So, anyway, that is a first look at the cell. And I got to tell you, I'm impressed because this is one that I feel like you could get out of the box and not need to invest any more money into. I don't think you need the bearing tool. I don't think you need more shoes. Now, not everybody does that. I just didn't love their stock buttons. So just for pricing purposes, it looks like $110 for the stainless here. And I got to say, that's a great value. This is the stainless, sorry. I think that's a great price for that. You know, it feels extremely well made. $110 seems like a steal. Now you're gonna pay some shipping. I think it's like $15 or something, so keep that in mind. Titanium, I can't even click on to get price. My guess is if that's $110 and copper's $130, titanium's, I don't know, $150 we can call it maybe. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on the KAPEDC Cell Tri Spinner. I'd love to hear about it. And again, thank you to Cap for sending these out. Oh, if anybody wanted a balance check, we can do that. So it's a triangle. If I hold it up, it should stay basically straight, and it does. I mean, it tilted ever so slightly. Hold on, that was me kind of, yeah, ever so slight. And it's probably just me, honestly, as I lift off, but not enough movement. My hand's like shaking. Not enough movement for it to bother me. There, two hands lets me go straight up. That's the tie. Stainless. And you can see the balance when spinning. Oops. If I throw it onto the index finger here, you can see it's, I mean, it's perfect. It feels amazing in the hand. I mean, I can really swap it back and forth. It's got a nice indent on the button there to really hold it on your finger comfortably. You can rip it, obviously, forwards easily. You got that really nice bulb. I can see why this is a hotly contested design that neither side wants to give up. You know what I mean? Neither side wants to relinquish the ability to manufacture this design because it's so good. The way you can just get your finger into these curves are just, it's phenomenal. It's so smooth. It doesn't hurt at all to flick in any direction. I mean, and it's so rounded on all the corners that when you stop it like that, it's like a ceiling fan. Like, it just doesn't, people think a ceiling fan is going to take your finger off, but it doesn't, right? It doesn't hurt you at all. This kind of gives you that feel where some spinners, you get your finger in there and you might feel some pain, right? I mean, if you got this in W, you might get jacked up a little bit, but I mean, look at that. Just a beautiful reverse flick. And then, you know, if you give it a little snap of the wrist, you're going to really rip with this thing. Yeah, this is beautiful. Oops. Yeah. So that's it, guys. That is the KAPEDC titanium and stainless steel cell. You can also see the color difference. Titanium is always going to have, I think, a little bit of a cleaner color to it. I think it just takes a blasting a little bit nicer, or polishing a little bit nicer than steel does. You always have this more grayer, shinier look with steel, where titanium can get a little bit more matte. Has a little more like depth to it. I know that's weird, but yeah. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on you know, anything related to the cell here. And I'm going to shut up. I love you guys. I'll put a link to the store, I guess, for these. Yeah, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later. Peace.